Hey guys! This is my review of set 71810, Young Dragon Ryu, and set 71809, Egalt the Master Dragon. Could you tell that I'm a Ninjago fan? I don't have any fancy introductions for this video, so let's cover the smaller set first. The build for Ryu is solid, very well constructed. Of course, this is Young Dragon Ryu, and not Baby Dragon Ryu. He has grown up so fast. Anyways, Sand Blue, or Royal Blue, isn't a color that I associate with any Ninjago dragon from the past, which makes Ryu stand out from the others, and looks great doing so. There are some stickers included in this set which are used to decorate the sides of the legs, adding additional scale details. That almost rhymed. There's a built-in saddle on Ryu, and there's enough space on the back to carry both of the ninja minifigures included in this set. I love the use of this new mech armor piece to round out the back, and to add additional scale platings. Sure, there's a bit of a gap between the pieces, but whatever. The tail is basic, but it uses these blade elements, which I'm glad that they're still in LEGO's parts catalog. The wings are reused from those gimmick sets from this year, and they do the jobs just fine. I'm not a huge fan of these additional connection points though, but I guess you can reorientate the wings like so. Finally, the headpiece for Ryu is exceptionally designed. The grooves between the scales are sharp, and the rest of the head is wonderfully sculpted and printed. The eyes have so much life to them. Unlike me, I would have complained about a lack of a movable jaw, but since the face is so cute, I'll let it slide. Besides, Ryu has other points of articulation that I should be detailing, like ball joint at the head. It can move side to side, along with down this far and up this far. What? Well, that explains the lack of a movable jaw. The fact that there's a massive cavity under Ryu's head is a bit annoying, and it kinda breaks the immersion, so I advise not putting him too high up on the shelf, but at least it makes for a great cup. Cheers. Refreshing. Continuing with the articulation, he also has ball joints at each of the legs, with a ball jointed ankle to accompany it. Based on how it's positioned, it can't pivot, but it can swivel side to side. The wings are attached to hinge joints so it can flap, and the wing claws are also attached to hinge joints. Lastly, the tail segments are connected to ball joints, and these tail spikes can also be rotated. All of these joints in tandem should get Ryu into some cool or playful poses. For size comparisons, we have Kai's Blade Cycle, Cole's Elemental Earth Mech, Lloyd's Golden Dragon, another small scale dragon, and a water bottle. Now, let's move on to the minifigures. Eren and Sora are basically the same figures as the ones from the last season, but with Sora specifically, she comes with her show-accurate hair piece. I mean, this piece is also show-accurate, but we don't need to be reminded by her depressing childhood. This is a really detailed LEGO element, but it isn't perfect. Look, if her bangs looks like this when wearing a hood, then why doesn't it look the same without wearing one? I'm just nitpicking here. This piece is a really good representation of how it appeared in the show, and at least it has all the fundamentals of the design, with the coral ponytail and her cat earphones. The rest of the minifigure is also very detailed, even if it's just a reprint. You rarely see arm printing on Ninjago figures. Eren is also a reprinted minifigure, but that doesn't mean he's a bad figure. The monotone design makes him consistent with the other Dragons Rising Season 1 ninjas, with a minor modification to make him different enough from the OGs. Both of the ninjas in this set wield a golden katana for their weapon, but with Eren specifically, he also wields this golden hook as an accessory because the ninjas are now mountain climbers. It's a cool piece, but not one that fits Eren in my opinion. I would rather give him his signature grapple gadget weapon, which I've stolen from the Dark Knight himself. The only other minifigure in this set is a Wolf Mask Warrior, which is an army figure that I just adore, and they look even better in the show from what we've seen so far. The animation models have these cool patterns on the mask, which are distinctly missing from the physical figure, but the mask mold itself still looks wicked. Here's what the figure looks like under the mask. The same thing can be said for the design for the torso and legs. Nice. Very classically Japanese inspired. Actually, with the dark blue robes being associated with the moon, and the fact that they train at a shadow dojo, they seem to be more accurate to real life ninjas depicted in mythology, because ninjas didn't actually exist, than the ninjas themselves. It's a nice touch that the sword given to them, which is one of these, is in the shape of a crescent moon. Overall, this is fun. You get a reasonably sized and posable dragon for the given price point, and 3 minifigures, and all of this is yours for 20 Canadian dollars, 16 if you're from the land of the free. If this says $14 and this says $25, then I think it's a good value, but to be fair, I shouldn't be the type of person to give these kinds of advices. I highly recommend getting this set if you don't already have the Season 1 designs for Sora and Eren, because this is currently the cheapest way to get both of them in a retail set, especially when one of them has a brand new show-accurate hairpiece, and or if you're a fan of Ninjago dragons, but you're on a bit of a budget, because this next set definitely isn't. And was that roll intro? I mean outro.